last experiment is testing the effect of changing the pH of the buffer on the activity of the enzyme. And we're going to check it at 3 different pHs. We've got a pH 3, which looks kind of red because it's acidic, a 7, which is supposed to be green, and an 11, which is blue. And for each one, you have to set this up kind of carefully. You'll see if you go to page 54, I've done step 2, now I'm on step 3. It says add 10 drops of enzyme to the pH 3 and let it equilibrate for 5 minutes. What this means is that I can only do tube 3 and let it sit for 5 minutes, then stick it in and run it, and then I can go back and add enzyme to the other ones. Can't do it all at once. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then set a timer for, what did it say, 5 minutes? Yeah. Timer for 5 minutes. And then after 5 minutes is up, I will be adding 5 milliliters of 3%. Is it 3%? Yeah. Hydrogen peroxide to these bottles. All right, to the tubes. So this is the run of the pH 3, and you can see it's pretty flat. It started at about 14, it's up to about 15, but hasn't done a whole lot yet. So we're finishing up the pH 7 run, trying to see if that screen could be any clearer, and hopefully you can see that the red line is clearly a little bit above that orange line. So this was pH 3, this is pH 7, getting a little more oxygen production out of that one than the previous one. Okay, the blue line here is the pH 11 sample, and that one started at about 14, and if I can click, and ended at about 16. So I'm going to calculate the statistics, the slopes for the tables on page 55, and then I'll take a picture and put them up for you. Here's the data for the tables on page 55 for the pH run, and you can see that with respect to maximum rate, both the pH 7 and pH 11 are pretty darn similar to each other, whereas pH 3 is pretty low. So that one I would say was not a winning combination.